We are finally here.
Steps and more steps. And more steps. See you in a bit. Moving up.
I'm at the washroom at the cafe. There's Mr. P with his hiking sticks.
He came all the way from Tiger's Nest with a stick like this. No?
How are your legs?
Pain.
He's so drama.
To clarify,
No. Oh, must go further. We're inside the hot stone room now. There's one here and another one here.
It's ready.
It looks very hot.
Yeah.
What you saw just now is the hot stones being heated and then they've been placed inside here to make the bath hot. Oh my gosh, that's very new. Mr. P is here changing.
stop recording please. Hi everyone.
You're not looking at me.
I'm not looking at you because I'm enjoying this steam bath.
Without a doubt, if it's your first time in Bhutan, it will not be complete unless you visited Tiger's Nest. It's like the Eiffel Tower in Paris or the Taj Mahal in India. Due to the location of Tiger's Nest, there is no other way to get to Tiger's Nest other than through hiking. There are no vehicles that can drive you all the way up, and horses, if you rent them, will only bring you up to the halfway point. So how does one hike up to Tiger's Nest? To explain the hike better to you, I'll break up the hiking journey into 4 different segments. From the carpark area to the hydro-powered prayer wheel, then to the Takshang Cafe, and from the cafe to the viewpoint. And lastly, up to the entrance of the Tiger's Nest Monastery. We'll also do our best to answer your questions pertaining to hiking up to Tiger's Nest, so keep watching till the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Oh Hey Jelly vlog. My name is Jelly and this is Mr. P. Recently, Mr. P and I went to Bhutan for the very first time, and in this vlog, we'll bring you on a hike to the legendary Tiger's Nest Monastery. This is a sacred and stunningly beautiful Buddhist site located near Paro, Bhutan. This iconic site was constructed in 1692 and is perched precariously on a cliff. There is a legend that Guru Rinpoche was carried down from Tibet to this location on the back of a tigress, thus the name Tiger's Nest. Because of this, the monastery is one of the most popular sites for pilgrimage in the Himalayan. Today, this monastery consists of 4 temples with monks' residential accommodations. A visit to the Tiger's Nest typically takes a full day. On average, it takes between 4 to 6 hours to do the round trip, including a tour of the monastery. We woke early in the morning and drove from Thimphu to Paro, starting our climb at 10 in the morning. The hike starts at the car park. There is a public restroom there and I'll recommend that you visit it before starting your climb. You will see locals selling or offering hiking poles and wooden poles for rent. Here's the restroom. And we are parked here to begin our climb to Tiger's Nest very soon. It's a bit foggy and cloudy today, so not sure if the view will be good, but crossing our fingers. It's very cold. I'm cold.
You can rent your hiking stick here. The start of 2 hours.
Very interesting thing about this. As we climb higher and higher, we will see the view of the temple. That's why it motivates us. On the halfway there is a cafe. And cafe is a good place to stop, and there's no shops, only one cafe.
If you would like to hire a horse to bring you up to the halfway point, this is also the place to do it.
We are at the start of the trail, Taktshang Trail.
From here, your goal is to get to the halfway point, which is also where the Takshang Cafe is. This is about 2 kilometers from the base, and most people take between 1 to 2 hours of steady climbing to get there. The trail to Tiger's Nest starting from the car park is completely uphill the entire way, but not overly steep.
I'm okay. Yeah,
It's okay. I'll carry it. It's fine.
You will walk on either gravel, dusty dry soil, or thin layers of moss and grass. The path is also littered with small and middle-sized rocks, tree roots, and horse poop. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
I think for the 2 of them, it's a walk in the park. How many times have you climbed Tiger's Nest in December?
4 times.
So far, 4 times already.
Yeah. Most of the tours are very short, 3 days. As soon as we receive our guests in the morning, we directly climb up in the Tiger's Nest.
We took our time to film some footages, chit-chat and paused for a few water breaks along the way. So that prayer wheel behind us is powered by hydropower, which is basically energy converted from flowing water. Wow, It's a 86-year-old blue pine tree. And Mr. P is touching it.
To feel the tree.
Can you hear it talk?
Yes.
We have to climb up there. First rest point. About 10 minutes into the climb, I started perspiring and it got too warm to wear my outer jacket. After this, the terrain gets a little steeper, but you will be rewarded with great views of the valley which opens to the left of the trail. We found out that during the COVID-19 pandemic in Bhutan, while the nation's border was closed for international tourism, many improvements and changes have been made to the Tiger's Nest hiking trail. More benches and resting places have been built along the way. Slow and steady, right?
Slow and steady. Then it transits into this kind of wood stone paths.
94 years old as of 2018, brown oak.
So overall, not bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Stepped all the way there.
Then you can look up. You can see some parts of Tiger's Nest
Yeah.
in the clouds. Yeah, peeping from the clouds.
Shy.
Yeah, a bit shy
Yeah.
today.
Still going up. There was also the construction of separate paths for humans and horses, instead of both sharing the same walkway. Why do you need this?
Horse, the horse.
Oh.
You want to take a break?
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the difference between the left and right route?
This way is for the horse. This is for the.
Humans.
You go by the left.
Humans here.
Yes.
Horses here.
Yes.
We are still climbing, but reaching the cafe soon, which is at the halfway point. I would say this hike so far, going up, has been quite manageable. Definitely easier than Gerde. Maybe also because I don't have to carry a backpack. But the weather is good. It's cold, but I'm perspiring. It's still a bit cloudy. Can't see Tiger's Nest yet. Engine overheated.
4 times is not enough.
Rest point.
We've climbed for 15 minutes now. Not too bad.
Oh, from the cafe to the temple? Yeah. It is about 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay.
After somewhat an arduous zigzag steep climb, you'll reach a rest area, aka halfway point, aka the place with a large prayer wheel and many smaller ones.
So if you take a ride on a horse,
Yeah.
this is the stop point for the horse.
We noticed a few tourists taking a break at this halfway point, but we chose to carry on towards the Takshang Cafe, which was just a few meters ahead.
Hello.
If we interview him, are you okay?
He's not even panting. If you had chosen to hire a horse at the car park area, this is the point where you will have to dismount from your horse and carry on by foot. Horses are not allowed to go beyond this point.
Takshang Cafe. So
Taktshang.
Tak means tiger.
Ah.
Tiger means the nest. Yeah.
Alright, we're walking into the cafe.
I get a little scared cause you know you're my type. I used to play it kinda cool, now I don't know what to do.
The view of the Tiger's Nest.
Yes.
And we have some more temples on the top.
Yeah.
But you see a small house, right?
Yeah.
That's the viewpoint. Once
there.
we reach there, face to face with the Tiger's Nest.
Yeah.
There's the Tiger's Nest there. And the Takshang Cafe is the midway point before we continue up. At the cafe, you can refresh and relieve yourselves in the washroom, enjoy some hot milk tea and biscuits before continuing the hike. We're just gonna rest here for a while, have a drink, take a toilet break before I continue climbing. There's an indoor seating too. The sweet milk tea was definitely a pick-me-up after over an hour of continuous uphill climbing.
Cause it feels things way too hard.
Here, we set up the cameras to take a few scenic shots, and I was zoning out and enjoying the views just before Kile spoke to me. Hello, I'm at the washroom at Takshang Cafe. There's only one washroom here. The next washroom will be at Tiger's Nest. And look at the view. The view from the toilet. Nice. We returned to the trail after a short but sweet rest at the cafe. The second half of the climb towards the Tiger's Nest viewpoint is a little easier. The trail is not as steep.
Before you and me collide, I don't wanna feel this. Cause it feels things way too hard. Got
We
me
stumbled across the cave where the 69th Chief Abbot was born. One will have to climb up a makeshift ladder with steps carved out of wood in order to peer through the windows and see how the cave looks like. Very quickly, you will arrive at a flight of long, zigzagged and steep concrete stone staircases. This is just one of the viewpoints.
So be careful from you step down.
I guess we can take the
Watch
step.
out. Trails from here till the temple, it's well maintained.
In order to get to the infamous Tiger's Nest viewpoint, you'll need to go down this flight of stairs for about 5 minutes. Luckily, there is also a railing by the side, which you can hold on to for extra sense of security. You will get the best view of the monastery at the viewpoint. This is the unmistakable location where everyone snaps that iconic photo of Tiger's Nest. There's Tiger's Nest behind us. How do you feel?
I'm okay. It's a simple hike.
Simple?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we haven't gone down yet, so I think the down will be tough. We're still going up. We stopped here for about 20 minutes just to take videos, pictures and chat with other tourists.
Got me on the ceiling, but the feels ain't worth the fall.
We started from Thimphu. Did you? Yes.
Yeah, we drove to Thimphu.
We drove from Thimphu.
Not walking! No, not walking.
Feels ain't way too hard.
After the viewpoint, you'll need to continue down the stairs for about 10 minutes before arriving at a bridge next to a waterfall. Going down. Oh, climbing back up here is going to be tiring. My knees will be like, ah!
Steps and more steps. And more steps.
I don't wanna feel things, 'cause the feels ain't
Tiger's Nest behind us, even nearer. This is the waterfall that powered the prayer wheel, the hydropower. Waterfall, pebbles just stacked up as prayers and good luck. After crossing the bridge, this is when you start going upwards instead of downwards. Power through the last 80 meters of altitude gain and you will reach the entrance of the monastery. Once at the monastery, we went on a tour of the temples. Backpacks, photography and videography equipment including your phones are not allowed inside the monastery. Shoes will also have to be removed and carried around with you as you walk barefooted around the temple grounds. So there's holy water here which you can take while you're going for praying. Essentially, we have to lock up our cameras including cell phones and our bags in a locker room. We can't take in any recording stuff, so this will be the last video until I come out.
2 hours later.
After the tour of the monastery, you will hike back the exact same way you came from. We stopped at Takshang Cafe for lunch, which was greatly welcomed because I was starving. So for lunch, we have white rice, fried potato, egg, eggplant vegetable, lentil soup, and chili and cheese. That's our buffet lunch there. It's 3:15 now. We're almost finishing our food.
Okay, making our way back down, almost at the carpark.
Hi. We're reaching. Hi, Horsey.
So once
We took about an hour plus to descend. Last few steps. To the car park.
10 a.m. in the morning,
10
now we
a.m.
are back at 4:40.
4:40 with a very slow lunch, very slow walk. So it's about 6 hours, comfortable up and down.
So we are here, back down at 4:40. Look, the doggy came down with us. That dog has been following us all the way down. Do you have fun?
Yeah, of course, Tiger Nest is as fantastic as what people say it to be.
Was it an experience?
Yes, made more even so by our guide.
We got blessed, right? It was a very rare experience to get blessed because it just so happens that there was a ceremony happening there. But we couldn't film anything, obviously.
So the head of the Taktshang Monastery was actually there doing a ritual and then gave us a blessing each on our heads. So we had to go in, bow our heads, and then they were religious instrument on our head. And then we went out. It's quite a special thing because I don't think everybody gets this.
Yeah, we met a lot of very nice people on the way.
So now we're just going to our farmhouse. Let's go.
After returning back to the car, we drove to a local farm stay to try our hand at the traditional Bhutanese archery and to soak our tired bodies in the traditional Bhutanese hot stones bath. Oh!
Got hit it.
Yeah, you got it. It was here?
Yeah.
Not bad, you hit the board. Oh, quite near, quite near. Hot stone bath.
Yes, hot stone bath. You heat it for about 2 hours, preparations and all around 3 hours in total.
That's how hot stone bath is made.
This is also a herb. It's a traditional herb. Okay?
Traditional herb.
Yes, the blue one, it's Artemisia. Yes, you can see the temperature. If the water is too hot, you can just make a noise. She will be here.
Oh, okay.
I want some cold water. I want some cold water, okay?
Okay.
And if the water is too cold, if you want some stone, you can always ask, I want some stone.
I see.
Any question?
No questions.
We are inside the hot stone room. There are 2 baths behind us, traditional
carpark bath.
And then the loud noise that you're hearing is firecrackers. Because it's their new year here in this district. That's why they are setting off a lot of firecrackers. These are herbs. And we have curtains if you want. It's bath number 1, bath number 2. And we have towels here. A window here, which I suppose you don't want to open because people will see you. There are clothes packs here. Slippers is provided. Mr. P is here changing.
Stop recording, please. In this very steamy hot bath, you take a bag of Archery and some kind of root. I've improvised to use it as a wetting stick. It's supposed to help you for joint aches and relief of muscle aches. I'm just gonna see you later while I continue to enjoy this steam bath.
Wait, how many stars?
Probably around 3.5 to 4 stars.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Slipper. Many slippers. Oh, we are going up here.
Yes.
Wow, such an entrance. We then indulged in a home-cooked Bhutanese meal at the farmhouse and got to learn a bit more about their traditions, cultures and history. Touch it.
See, I'm touching it, yeah.
Yeah. From angle.
Wow. The divine madman.
Divine madman. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Conversations and thinking, I like to know what you think.
Oh, what's this?
Oil.
Oil. The fire keeps us warm and that bottle is oil.
You try our butter tea, okay? Our local tea. Butter tea with some local snacks. Just soak it in the tea or you can have it on the hand separately, yeah.
Tastes like butter. Why is it of this color? What gives it the color?
This is because of the tea leaves. It's also local, the tea leaves. And we boil it, then we add butter and salt, then we churn it.
That somebody else is on your mind.
Eat it by itself first.
How is it?
Crunchy.
There's no taste.
It's tasteless, right? Sometimes you can mix it with chili, put some chili.
Everything with chili. The red rice I recognize.
Then this is beef, this is pork.
Oh,
Beef and pork. Then this is cabbage.
cabbage.
Cabbage, yeah. It's a broccoli,
Oh yes.
fried broccoli. Chili cheese with chili.
So many
With
different
chili,
kinds.
yeah. This is a different type. You haven't tried this
Yeah,
one, right?
haven't.
This is dried one. Dried chili cheese, yeah.
Okay. This is my portion.
Okay.
And this
And this is mine.
yeah. It's a mountain.
Yeah, it's a Himalaya.
Oh, there go one more
Another
mountain.
one, yeah, another one. I think this must be for you. It is.
When the night is over, say
Unfortunately, Mr. P felt increasingly ill after the hike due to vertigo, which worsened at the farmhouse. The host kindly offered to let him sleep it off in one of their rooms, bundled him up in thick warm blankets, and even placed a heater next to his bed. So for the 2 hours when Mr. P was sleeping, Kile, Tandin and I tried our best to converse through whispering. I was also very grateful for their reassurances while I was trying not to freak out from anxiety because of Mr. P. It's time for Q&A now. The first question: what's the best time to visit Tiger's Nest? Most research will tell you to visit between October to December, where the temperatures are just nice, it's cool but not freezing. If you are an avid photographer or videographer, I would say that the best lighting to take pictures and footages of Tiger's Nest is actually during midday. However, typically most tours would encourage tourists to start climbing in the morning. This means that you'll reach the viewpoint either late morning or early noon. For us, we reached the viewpoint at around 12 in the afternoon, and I would say the lighting was alright. We took most of our photos and videos while we were going up to Tiger's Nest, but on hindsight, I now think back and I feel that the better timing would have been when we were coming down from Tiger's Nest. The sun's rays were shining very nicely on the monastery itself, which would have given us better pictures and videos, I guess. I didn't stop while going down to the base. I just wanted to reach the cafe as soon as possible so that I could eat my lunch because I was starving. But more on that later. Okay, and the next next question, which I get quite a lot of people asking me, is this: how fit does one need to be in order to hike Tiger's Nest? Personally, I was really apprehensive before I started the hike myself, because I've heard stories from friends and people around me on how challenging the hike is. Now that I've conquered the hike and the climb up to Tiger's Nest, I can say for sure and with certainty, with my average fitness, that anyone with average fitness should be able to do it. It's extremely doable as long as you have a regular routine of exercising, brisk walking, or even some light trekking. You should be fit enough to conquer Tiger's Nest. I'm literally an average person, not some mountaineering expert, not some fitness influencer, or someone who goes to the gym every day. I would say that as long as you have this level of average fitness, you should be able to make the hike up to Tiger's Nest quite easily. There are a few points though. If you have knee or hip problems, that might be a bit of a challenge, because there is a lot of walking and it's mostly uphill walking, which means that it will put a lot of strain and pressure on your lower body. If you're an elderly, you might also face some challenges, but in my personal opinion, it really is doable. In fact, when I was coming back from Tiger's Nest back down to the base, I bumped into a few elderly couples who were in their 60s or even 70s, and they have actually summited, which means that they reached the monastery, they toured the monastery, and they were on their way back down. They did take a bit more time, and you could see the strain on their bodies, but with some time, with determination, mental strength, and of course encouragements from other tourists, they were able to make it back down. I met them again at the cafe having their lunch. We were laughing about how tough the hike was, but they actually made it. One thing to take note of though is that the Tiger's Nest sits at an altitude, it's above 3,100 meters, which means that if you're not acclimatized to being at such elevation, hiking at this elevation might cause you a bit of problems. Personally, I experienced some discomfort in my left ear due to the air pressure. The air pressure is getting to my left ear. It's hurting a little. And Mr. P actually fell ill that evening after returning back from Tiger's Nest. He likely had a bout of vertigo, he had a massive headache, dizziness, he had nausea, and he also lost all appetite. All in all, I feel that just take your time, pace yourself, listen to your body, and also take regular breaks, water breaks, snack breaks, and not to overexert yourself. It is, after all, not a race. You just want to get to the top and come down as safely as possible, and also inform your guide, who will always be by your side as long as you feel unwell. All Bhutanese tour guides are first aid trained, so they will know what to do. Third question: what to bring along and what to wear for this hike? Firstly, both of us wore hiking boots. I went for the high cut ones to protect my ankle, and Mr. P wore the low cut boots. Clothes wise, I wore a very thin turtleneck, cargo pants, and exercise leggings layered underneath. I also wore thicker socks to cushion my feet from the long hours of walking and climbing. I also did bring along an outer jacket to keep myself warm.
I'm just wearing like a long sleeve and a normal short sleeve.
One thing to note is that because you will be visiting a monastery, there is a basic dress code for tourists. Males and females will have to wear long-sleeved tops as well as long pants to cover your legs. So if you're wearing a t-shirt for the hike, that's totally fine, but before you enter the monastery, make sure that you have a long sleeve top that you can pull over or just throw on before entering the monastery. When you are touring the monastery, your body temperature will actually start to cool down very quickly, because most of the time you'll be under shades. I started shivering, it was really cold, and because we also had to remove our footwear, we had to walk barefooted on the stone cold floors. While you are touring the monastery, you will also start to feel a lot of cool draft and wind blowing at you. So I say that long sleeve top was really helpful. To help out your knees during the descent, bring along a pair of hiking sticks.
Good job.
I did it.
Did it.
You can also rent wooden sticks, walking sticks at the carpark area before starting your hike. We brought along a pair of hiking sticks all the way from Singapore, and we used that mostly only when descending. I used it mostly. Mr. P didn't use it. It really helped my knees because I do have some knee problems, and it really reduced the impact and injury on my knees. Going down was definitely a breeze compared to if I had no hiking sticks. Other things that you might want to remember to bring along is also bottled water. Make sure you have sufficient water to stay hydrated. That will also keep the altitude sickness away. The second thing is sunglasses, because the sun can be really bright. I remember it was really bright on some parts of the hike that I couldn't even open my eyes, so sunglasses would have been helpful, but I didn't bring any. And the third thing is snacks, such as energy bars, candy bars, anything that gives you that sugar sugar boost. I was so hungry before I even started the monastery tour, and I was utterly famished the moment I was done the tour. I basically ran all the way back down to the cafe. But luckily Kile had with him a small little packet of local snack. It was spicy, it was crispy and crunchy. Offered that to me, and that helped satiate some of my hunger. Lunch and beverages are provided at the cafe, so just make sure that you have enough energy to go up and come back down to the halfway point to have your lunch before you go back down to base. If you are feeling slight symptoms of altitude sickness, one drink that I learned from Kile to have if you are feeling nausea and dizziness is actually warm milk tea with some honey or sugar. It really helps reduce that dizziness and nausea that you are feeling, so give it a try. If you are a smoker, or if you would like to enjoy a cold beer at the cafe, just take note that no smoking is allowed at Tiger's Nest, and also alcohol consumption is not allowed as well. The last question, do you rent horses or just go on foot? For us, we actually did not rent any horses, but if you would like to rent horses to bring you from the base to the midway point, you can do so at the car park area, where they also rent out the wooden sticks for hikers. These horses, I've noticed, are rather small Himalayan breed, so they are definitely easy to mount. If you do rent a horse to bring you up, they will stop at the halfway point, and then you will have to continue by foot all the way up to Tiger's Nest and come back down by yourself. There is also no indemnity against death or injury in case you choose to opt with horse riding and some unfortunate incidences occur. I've also heard stories from some of my friends who actually went to Tiger's Nest and they rented a horse to bring them up to the halfway point. In some cases, the number of tourists actually outnumber the number of horsemen who could look after you and the horse. This meant that some of the horses would just walk by themselves, and I don't know, maybe the horses are really mischievous, but they will walk to the edge of the trail. This is actually very scary, because imagine you are sitting on a horse, the horse is standing on the edge of the path, and when you look down, basically if it's just one misstep, you'll just fall hundreds of meters down to nowhere. You can't even see the end of it. So it is really quite dangerous if you have insufficient horsemen to guide you and the horse up to the midway point on the trail. So yeah, the decision is yours, I guess, whether you choose to rent a horse or not. And that's all for today's vlog. If you have any questions for us, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to hit the subscribe button, share the video if you found it useful, show us some love. We would really appreciate that. Alright then, see you in the next one. Bye!
It's dogwood.
So I just suck it, but not eat the seed.
Is that that? No, okay.
Old man's beard. Found only where the air has no pollution. Mr. P is giving it pollution.
What do you think?
Myself